The girl who forgets her own worth in love will always end up searching for herself in someone else's shadow. But the truth is, you were never meant to live in anyone's shadow. You were born to shine in your own light. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to lose yourself when you fall in love? One day, you're this vibrant, confident girl with dreams, hobbies, and a voice that feels unstoppable. Then, suddenly, you're checking your phone every 5 minutes, waiting for his reply, canceling plans with your friends just to be available, or even changing the way you dress, speak, or think just to keep him happy. It's like piece by piece, without even realizing it, you start giving away parts of yourself until one day you look in the mirror and wonder, where did the real me go? Welcome back to your own channel, Limitless Lectures. We're going into something so many young women silently struggle with, why girls lose themselves in relationships, and more importantly, how to stay strong and independent while still loving deeply. Because love should never mean losing yourself. It should mean growing together, side by side, without dimming your own light. And in this video, we're going to talk about 5 powerful ways to protect your identity, your dreams, and your strength even when your heart is fully invested. Let's start with something that almost every girl has experienced at some point, the pressure to please. Imagine this, you're in a new relationship and everything feels magical. He compliments you, he makes you laugh, and you feel like you finally found someone who sees you. But slowly, you start noticing little things. Maybe he doesn't like you when you hang out with certain friends. Maybe he makes a comment about your outfit. Or he gets upset when you don't text back right away. At first, you brush it off thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. If I just adjust a little, things will be smoother. But those little adjustments pile up. And before you know it, you're molding yourself into someone you think he wants, instead of staying true to who you are. Here's the truth. Love built on constant self-sacrifice isn't love. It's control. And the first way to stay strong and independent is to set boundaries early. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors with locks. They let the right things in and keep the wrong things out. If you don't set them, you'll find yourself saying yes when you want to say no, apologizing for things that aren't your fault, and shrinking yourself just to avoid conflict. But when you set boundaries, like making it clear that your friendships, your passions, and your personal time matter, you're teaching both yourself and your partner that your identity is not negotiable. Picture this visually. Imagine holding a glass of water. If you keep pouring it out for everyone else without refilling it, eventually the glass is empty. That's what happens when you give and give in a relationship without protecting your own needs. Boundaries are how you refill your glass. They're how you make sure you're not running on empty. Now let's talk about another reason girls lose themselves. They confuse love with dependency. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking, I need him to feel complete. Without him, I'm nothing. But here's the reality. If your happiness depends entirely on another person, you're handing them the keys to your peace of mind. And that's dangerous because people are human. They can disappoint you. They can leave and they can change. But your sense of self, that should never be up for negotiation. The second way to stay strong is to build your own life outside the relationship. Keep nurturing your friendships, your hobbies, your studies, your career goals, whatever makes you feel alive. Because when you have a life that excites you, you won't cling to someone out of fear of being alone. You'll choose to be with them because you want to, not because you need to. And that's the difference between love that empowers and love that suffocates. Think of it like this. If your entire world is built around one person and that person walks away, your whole world collapses. But if your world is built on multiple pillars, your passions, your faith, your friendships, your goals, then even if one pillar shakes, your foundation stays strong. That's the kind of independence that makes you unshakable. And here's something powerful to remember.
The right person will never ask you to give up the things that make you you. They'll encourage you to chase your dreams. They'll cheer you on when you succeed, and they'll respect the parts of your life that don't include them. If someone makes you feel guilty for having a life outside of them, that's not love. It's insecurity disguised as affection. So if you've ever felt like you're disappearing in a relationship, remind yourself of this. You are not half of a whole. You are already whole. A relationship should be two complete people choosing to walk together, not two broken halves trying to complete each other. Before we move forward, I want you to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I living my life for me, or am I living it for someone else? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, that's your sign to start reclaiming your independence. And trust me, it's never too late to find yourself again. If this is resonating with you, drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Have you ever felt like you were losing yourself in a relationship? What helped you find your way back? Your story might be the exact encouragement another girl needs to hear today. And if you're finding value in this conversation, don't forget to like this video and share it with a friend who might need this reminder too. Because here's the thing. You deserve a love that adds to your life, not one that takes it away. You deserve to be seen, heard, and valued, not just as someone's girlfriend, but as the incredible, unique, and powerful woman that you already are.
Sometimes the reason girls lose themselves in relationships isn't just about boundaries or dependency. It's about forgetting their own voice. Think about it. How many times have you swallowed your feelings just to avoid an argument? Maybe you didn't speak up when something bothered you, or you laughed off a comment that actually hurt. Slowly, your silence becomes a habit, and before you know it, you're living in a relationship where your needs are invisible. But here's the truth. Your voice matters. Your feelings matter. And the third way to stay strong and independent is to practice speaking your truth, even when it feels uncomfortable. Communication isn't about nagging or fighting. It's about honesty. If something doesn't sit right with you, say it. If you need space, ask for it. If you feel unappreciated, express it. Because when you silence yourself, you're not protecting the relationship, you're slowly erasing yourself from it. Imagine this visually, a candle that never gets lit because it's afraid of burning too brightly. That's what happens when you hold back your voice. You dim your own flame. But when you speak up, you're not just protecting your identity, you're teaching your partner how to love you better. And the right person will never be threatened by your honesty, they'll respect it. Now let's talk about another trap, comparison. In today's world, it's almost impossible not to compare your relationship to what you see online. You scroll through Instagram and see couples traveling the world, buying each other expensive gifts, or posting those perfect selfies with captions like #couplegoals. And suddenly, you start questioning your own relationship. Why doesn't it do that for me? Why don't we look that happy? Maybe I need to change to be more like her. But here's the thing. Social media is a highlight reel, not reality. You don't see the arguments behind the scenes, the insecurities, or the compromises. And when you measure your worth against someone else's filtered life, you'll always come up short. The fourth way to stay strong is to stop comparing your relationship or yourself to anyone else. Instead, focus on your own journey. Ask yourself, am I happy? Do I feel respected? Am I growing as a person in this relationship? Those are the questions that matter, not whether your boyfriend bought you roses because someone else's did. Real love isn't about performing for the internet. It's about showing up for each other in the quiet, unfiltered moments. And here's a little reminder. You are not in competition with anyone. You don't need to look like her, act like her, or live like her to be worthy of love. The right person will love you for exactly who you are, not for how well you can imitate someone else. And finally, let's touch on something deeper. The fear of being alone. So many girls stay in relationships that drain them because they're terrified of what life will look like without that person. They think, if I leave, I'll be lonely. If I leave, I'll never find someone else. If I leave, I'll regret it. But here's the reality. Being alone is not the same as being lonely.
In fact, sometimes being alone is the most powerful way to rediscover yourself. The fifth way to stay strong is to embrace solitude as a gift, not a punishment. When you spend time with yourself, whether it's journaling, traveling, learning a new skill, or just sitting in silence, you start to hear your own thoughts again. You remember what makes you happy, what excites you, and what you truly want out of life. And when you know yourself deeply, you'll never settle for less than you deserve. Think of it like recharging your phone. If you never plug it in, it dies. Solitude is how you recharge your soul. It's how you make sure that when you do enter or stay in a relationship, you're coming from a place of strength, not desperation. So if you've ever felt like you're disappearing in love, I want you to remember this. Your boundaries protect you. Your independence empowers you. Your voice defines you. Your uniqueness sets you apart. And your ability to stand alone makes you unstoppable. Take a moment right now and ask yourself, which of these areas do I need to work on the most? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to know where you're at in your journey. And if this message is hitting home, don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who might need this reminder too. Because at the end of the day, love should never cost you your identity. The strongest relationships are the ones where two whole people come together, not two people trying to complete each other.
You know, at the heart of all of this is one simple truth. Love should never cost you your identity. The strongest, most beautiful relationships are the ones where you can stand tall as yourself, without shrinking, without pretending, without losing the girl you were before you fell in love. Because the right person won't just accept that version of you, they'll celebrate her. But let's be real. Staying strong and independent isn't always easy. There will be moments when you feel tempted to give too much, moments when you question your worth, and moments when you wonder if being yourself is enough. And in those moments, I want you to remember this. Your worth was never meant to be defined by another human being. It was given to you by the one who created you. This is where faith becomes your anchor. In Islam, we're reminded that our ultimate purpose isn't to please people, it's to please Allah. When you hold on to that, you stop chasing validation from someone who might never see your value, and instead, you root yourself in the one who already knows your worth better than anyone else. Think about the women in Islamic history who embodied strength and dignity. Take Khadija, R.D., the wife of the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She was a successful businesswoman, independent, respected, and deeply faithful. When she married the Prophet, she didn't lose herself. She brought her strength into the relationship, and together they built a partnership based on trust, respect, and shared purpose. She's a reminder that you can love deeply without ever dimming your own light. Or look at Al-Siyarihi, the wife of Pharaoh. She lived in one of the most oppressive environments imaginable, yet she never let her faith or her identity be crushed. She stood firm, even when it cost her everything, because she knew her true worth was with Allah. That's the kind of resilience that shows us no matter what pressures surround you, your soul, your dignity, and your independence are yours to protect. So when you feel like you're losing yourself in love, pause and ask, am I living for someone else's approval, or am I living for the one who created me? Because when your heart is anchored in faith, no relationship can ever break you. Instead, it becomes a source of growth, not a source of loss. And here's the most empowering part. Islam doesn't ask you to erase yourself in love. It asks you to honor yourself, to protect your dignity, and to build relationships that uplift you, not ones that strip you down. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "The best of you are those who are best to their wives." That's the standard of love in Islam: mutual respect, kindness, and empowerment. So, my beautiful sisters, remember this. You are not defined by how much you can bend, sacrifice, or change for someone else. You're defined by your faith, your character, your dreams, and your strength. Love should add to your life, not take it away. And the moment you feel like you're disappearing, that's your sign to return to yourself and to Allah for guidance, healing, and strength. If this message touched your heart, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share your story, your struggles, or even just one line about what independence means to you. And if you found value here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with another sister who might need this reminder today. Because at the end of the day, you are more than someone's girlfriend, more than someone's partner. You're a whole, radiant soul with a purpose far greater than any relationship. And when you hold on to that truth, no love will ever make you lose yourself again.